Jalen Hurts spoke at the Maxwell Awards last night and guaranteed the Philadelphia Eagles will be in another Super Bowl. But next time, things will be different. And Philly has a new linebackers coach. Why he's the perfect fit for Nick Sirianni's system. Plus, the Eagles would be better off with Jason Kelce retiring? That's absurd. But first, let's run it. Josh Davis here, and happy Friday. Please do me a favor and make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to all the latest content that we have coming out. But we've got some incredible news, and we really need it because quite honestly, this week's been very much of an up and down, and more so down than up. With CJ Gardner-Johnson news and all the news of free agency, we've got some incredible news. So Jalen Hurts was at the Maxwell Awards last night accepting his Player of the Year award, and the speech that he gave was straight fire.
Y'all don't get used to that other thing we did. We plan on finishing moving forward. Because, like you all, I know y'all love the game, but I love it a lot. And I'm never ever satisfied. And I know Coach Sirianni, everyone in that building, we're all looking forward to what's to come. So it's only the beginning, like Mom said. It's only the beginning, but I know I didn't walk through that fire just to smell the smoke. So we're gonna finish it off like that. Thank you.
I love it. I can't wait for the season to begin. The 6 months is way too long to wait. You hear a speech like that, Jalen is practically guaranteeing the Eagles are going to be back in the Super Bowl and that this time he's going to finish the job. And that's what he's done throughout his entire career. We love him. Everyone loves him. It's crazy, the vibes around the city, but don't take my word for it. Listen to what Bryce Harper, Phillies MVP, had to say.
Jalen's such a stud, man. It's so fun to watch him play and perform. He's such a leader out there. They look like they have a fun group just like us, man. And it's cool to pull for them. I really going into different cities and seeing the dynamic, and I've never seen a dynamic that's closer to our city with our teams kind of rallying around each other, with guys going to games and the fan base. I mean, everybody, it's so funny to talk about our fan base because everybody always is like, oh, you're talking like this or talking like that because you want them to love you. I freaking love this fan base because they care and they get it. They do. I mean, and they're in it with us, just like you three as well.
There you go. Another vocal leader that's saying awesome things about Jalen Hurts, about the city. This isn't surprising, though. We know this. And this is the really big, exciting news, the good news, like I say, that we need on a Friday. We're going to be fine. I know we're going to be losing names, and we keep saying that. And there's reports of, hey, we're trying to get some deals done. Howie's obviously restructuring and getting some more cap space, and we'll talk about that in a second. But this team is going to be perfectly fine, led by Jalen Hurts, rallied around behind the city. We're going to get behind him. We're going to get behind this team. Whoever Howie Roseman assembles moving forward on the defense, we're going to be okay. Speaking of the defense, you guys probably already saw, but we've got a new linebackers coach, and I could not be more excited. Why? The first reason is he's not named Matt Patricia. But take a look at this article on Bleeding Green Nation by Brandon Lee Gouton. Eagles hire new linebackers coach not named Matt Patricia. He says, quote, "The Philadelphia Eagles have a new linebackers coach, and it is not Matt Patricia, despite a report suggesting the New England's Patriot assistant was in consideration for the job. The job previously held by Nate Rallis is instead going to DJ Eliot, who was the Temple Owls defensive coordinator in 2022. Though he never overlapped with Eliot, new Eagles defensive coordinator Sean Desai obviously has ties to Temple. One would think he still may have connections with the football program that has good things to say about Eliot. Here's another connection related to Nick Sirianni." And Greg Richards here says, "Sirianni and Eliot have a mutual connection in Clayton Adams. Adams was the O-line coach and co-offensive coordinator O-line coach at Colorado in 2017-18 when Eliot was defensive coordinator there. Adams was the Colts assistant O-line coach in 2019-20 while Sirianni was the offensive coordinator." So there's a little bit of connection, mutual connection there between Sirianni and Eliot. Also goes on to say, kind of the article talking about his coaching career, the different stops that he's coached at. He has not coached in the NFL, so it does mention that, but he's coached some very prominent NFL players in Darius Smith, Bud Dupree, Avery Williamson, to name a few. But the thing that I love, and you guys got to take a look at this, is Temple Football released a video about Coach Eliot bringing the energy in spring practice.
Practice, baby. Hey, well, come on now. This is what it's all about. Let's go. Come on, big time, baby. All right, Jalen. I see you, Jalen. Okay. Come on, Trayvon. I'm watching you today. Let's go. Come on, Lawrence. Big day. Man, I'm ready, baby. Ready. Hey, I piped up every player and the coaches now. Watching you today, baby. I want to see you hit somebody. Come on. Good. Thud him up. Good. Here we go. Next play. There you go. Good job, D. Nice job, D. That's the way to run the ball right there. Good. You got him. Good. Good job. Execution's the number one part of our goal. If we can't execute, we don't have a chance. Okay? I want you guys hooping and hollering, okay, and rooting on the guys on the field the whole time. Okay? If you're not in, you got emotion. If you're on the field, you got emotion. All right, let's go. OLB zone 3. 1, 2, 3. OLB.
Come on, if that doesn't get you excited and fired up, I don't know what will. And I love it too because you're keeping it in-house, so to speak. You're within Philly at Temple. Questions about, hey, what's Eliot's scheme? Does he fit well with Desai? He absolutely does. So look at this from Eliot's Temple bio. Additionally, Eliot is among a select group of defensive thought leaders that regularly clinic around the principles of the 3-4 defense and simulated pressures, end quote. So again, we know Sean Desai's system as kind of a Fangio disciple, but he likes to do 3-4 defenses to scheme simulated pressures. You're probably not going to see a ton of blitzes, but it's going to put quarterbacks in his position where they're on their back foot. They're not quite sure what's coming. I love the hire. I know, again, we can go back to he has not coached in the NFL, but there's something about the Philly vibe, and we know this. We've talked about it quite a bit. This is a guy who's been in Philly. Sean Desai's coming full circle. He started, let's remember, his coaching career coaching for Temple. So you have that. DJ Eliot here. And now we've got Nick Sirianni, who's got his man. I was looking at a tweet yesterday, so take a look at this, but from Zach Berman. So he was there at the Maxwell Awards, and he got a quick moment with Sirianni. He says, quote, grinding to get the staff done, not in any rush, Sirianni said. He interviewed 10 linebackers coaches regarding DJ Eliot. So much energy, so much detail in the way he taught the game. Sirianni called 30 references on Eliot. That's probably not a surprise, but for some that are like, wait a second, this looks like it's a hire pulled out of thin air. No, he's doing his research. We know that. We trust in Howie. We trust in Nick. We trust in all the coaching staff. They're going to get something done, and this is a fantastic hire. I think at the end of the day, we're going to look back at this and be like, this was one of the best hires. I really do believe that because he seems to fit the mold of what Nick Sirianni is looking for in his coaching staff, and he's going to bring it. Got to move on here, too. There's another rumor, or I guess a probably kind of more so clickbait, if nothing else, from WIP. But yesterday we talked on the show about how John Ritchie and Joe DeCamara are mentioning that the Eagles should consider not bringing back BG, not bringing back Brandon Graham. As ridiculous as that is, then the midday show with Joe Giglio and Hugh Douglas followed that up with an even more ridiculous statement. So look at the tweet here. I'm not going to play the clip or anything, but Joe Giglio believes that the Eagles will be better off if Jason Kelce decided to retire. Really? That Jason Kelce would retire? You could go listen to the entire clip. It's comical. It's ridiculous. It's insane. I'm not sure what Joe is on, but we know Jason Kelce, and we know the impact he has to this team. So the same argument that I made for Brandon Graham, it accounts for Jason Kelce. He is still playing at an extremely high level. He's incredibly durable. He hasn't missed a game since, 2014? And this guy is one of your big leaders in the locker room. You've got Jalen Hurts, you've got Jason Kelce, you've got Brandon Graham. Those are your vocal leaders and the guys that you need in that locker room. So yeah, you can make the argument, okay, you got to pay him a lot of money and you're also having to pay Jalen Hurts. But when we talk about it's a Philly thing and we've got the Philly vibes, Jason Kelce is absolutely someone that you want on your team and makes you better immediately. So however long we need to wait on the official news, I think that Jason Kelce will be dropping it whenever he releases the full episode of the interview with Howie Roseman, but we'll just have to see. I'm excited about it though. This was the absolute worst take. Again, Joe needs to rethink everything on this situation because I'm sorry, I don't know in any world that it makes you better to have Jason Kelce retire. All right, last bit here. I wanted to go through just some of the most recent news, some of the tweets and everything on Twitter, but you probably saw C.J. Gardner-Johnson was live streaming on Twitch last night. Lots of Eagles fans blew up his stream there. I'm sure he appreciated it too as he got more followers and people that are streaming, but he was wearing an Eagles shirt. Now, again, there were reports that Eagles fans were going to flood the channel anyway, so maybe he was doing that just to have more people show up and get the support. But there was lots of support there, and people were saying, man, maybe not. Things could be moving in the right direction, or maybe Howie is trying to figure out a way to get a deal done. We'll just have to see, but not sure on that. Also was looking at, again, the restructuring. So at the time of this recording, it looks like the Eagles have $8 million in cap space and could create another $22 million with restructures of Darius Slay and Lane Johnson. That's credit to Brennan Deeg of the Score. And we'll also have 12 projected draft picks in 2024. So lots of ammunition for Howie to use. He can figure out a multitude of ways to make that work, and he will work his magic for sure. No doubts about that. Again, appreciate you guys as always. Make sure to give the video a like, subscribe if you have not. But until next time, I'm Josh Davis, and this has been the Philly Special.